Impact. Impact.
Interviewing the hottest rapper, see who holding the crown. Get the news from local jokers when they come through the town. See, this the impact, the impact, this the impact, the impact. Dedicated to local rappers, this the spot to begin. Get on the mic and hit the stage with your sink or swim. See, this the impact, the impact, this the impact, the impact, this the impact.
That man is me, Franklin C. Banks, or Frank Banks. However you want to stir it, slice it, and dice it, that's how it is. And right now we're about to bring to y'all the Impact News. Yeah, did you know that Bone Thugs and Harmony will be performing at the Blue Note April the 25th? If you get a chance, try and get down there and check that out. You know they got a new album coming out entitled Unified. Yeah, the world's enemies. Apparently, all 5 members have gotten back together. Flesh, Crazy, Lazy, Busy, and Wish. For the first time in 13 years, the group has now, under a new label, Interscope, is bringing to you the group's original chemistry. I'm excited to see how it turns out because personally, all that other stuff they've been doing, I don't know, but it just sounds a little whack to me. I don't know if I can say whack on camera. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and say whack anyway. It was pretty weak, watered down. I think Busy tried to come out with his own solo. Then Lazy and Wish came out with their own thing. Fleshbone came out with a couple albums. He decent by himself. I like Flesh by himself, but it still wasn't the original Bone thing, you know. They ran into all types of problems, man. At first, they was on a little road. Came out with East 99 Eternal. I remember bumping that. We used to ride and listen to that. That was my thing. That was my demo. I was out there getting it. That was a while ago, though. Then, I don't know what happened. They came out with Bone Thugs Resurrection, and I guess Busy wound up suing Sony. Apparently, he was supposed to get $1 million advancement for his solo album and never got none of that money, so he proceeded with the lawsuit. Eventually, they wound up settling with him out of court, let him out his contract. It was kind of bad business. Busy got the tripping real bad. Apparently, up in New York, they was at a concert one time, and he was drinking and tripping and wound up walking off stage. Yeah, man, dude walked off stage, left Lazy, Crazy, and Wishbone on stage. In the middle of the show, just walked off. So I guess they just decided they was done dealing with his alcoholism, and the group had split up from there, and then it was just the 3 of them for a while, which went kind of cool, but I never really did go out and buy none of the albums. I don't know if any of y'all went and bought any of the albums. But I kind of really wasn't feeling the trio, you know. Then Fleshbone went to, he had caught that case and had to serve 10 years in the penitentiary. It was a weapons charge in the California penitentiary, and that just really tore the group apart. They didn't know what to do without Flesh. She was kind of like the one that brought everybody together, kind of like the leader. And then Lazy came out with his own thing. Lazy and Wish came out with their own thing. I think Crazy tried to do his own thing. That didn't work. Busy came out with maybe 3 albums. All of that bombed. They just wasn't selling as many units as what they were doing when they were a group. Yeah, so anyway, the name of the new album is Unified, The World's Enemy, and it should be released sometime this month, and the group is going to be performing at the Blue Note April 25th, so check that out. Other news. Did you know that we have a lot of MCs these days that are going to jail. I don't know what's going on with the penitentiary and these rappers these days, man. Gucci Mane just got sentenced back in November for a second probation violation. Apparently, this one was for failure to do community service or something like that. He was supposed to do some community service and wound up only getting 600 hours, so they violated him. And now he's back in there, and he just released his new album from the Fulton County Jail. And no, it's not Fulton, Missouri. From the Fulton County Jail. First week of sales, 90,000 records. Just the first week. That's pretty impressive, Gucci. Real impressive. Too bad you had to do it from jail and you couldn't have been out doing it. But I don't get it, though. You know? Then we got Wheezy. Wheezy just got sentenced and pled guilty to some charges, some weapons charges in February. I don't know how much time he's looking at. But apparently when he was in New York, his tour bus got raided. Police went in there and found a 45. Tripping. Found a 45, charged him with possession of a weapon. Then he goes down to Arizona, gets busted with a gun and some drugs on him, gets some charges down there, and those charges are still pending. Apparently, whatever happens, though, they're going to run it all together concurrently. That's what his defense attorney's trying to do, is they're trying to get it all to run together. Wheezy right now sitting off in jail. I don't think that's going to slow Brother Man much. He seems to be on a roll. Earlier this year, he released his rock album entitled Rebirth, which I have to say was quite impressive, given that he boldly went where no other rapper has went before. Crazy, crazy. He's destined to be a rock star. It was hot, though. I was digging that. I'm going to pick the world up and drop it on your shoulders. However it went. Yeah. I don't think we can say what he really said, but I think y'all done checked out the song. Then he came out with his mixtape, which was released, entitled No Ceilings. That just dropped. I think that dropped somewhere around November. And that is still, man, it's just ridiculous. Weezy done went crazy and left us all by ourselves. He's a beast. He's untamed. So do you think going to jail is going to stop this man? Man, that's just like throwing gasoline on a fire. That's just going to make him even more creative. I wouldn't doubt if it even helps him out, given that he gets enough time to be sober to think a clear thought. We'll see. I don't think Weezy's going to slow down, though. And y'all know about T.I., right? Yeah, T.I., man. Dude is just, man. Dude is doing some serious things. He was looking at some serious time. You know? Apparently, he had went and bought some weapons from an undercover agent. Crazy. And was looking at 10 years. 10 years in a federal joint. So he's been going back and forth fighting this. I know he had to do a year on house arrest. And he had to do like, I think 1,500 hours community service. Wound up doing the year on house arrest, did the community service. And just here recently in December, he had to go ahead and go into lockdown for a year. He's got to do a year. And then he gets to get out and go to this halfway house, which I think they're going to release him down to a halfway house down in Atlanta, but I'm not quite for sure about that. I just hope it works out for him. I hope he don't mess up at the halfway house. You get so close and then all of a sudden, you can just lose it all again. Have to do the rest of your time. But anyway, I guess we'll be getting the updates on what's going on with T.I. Yeah, so anyway, on other things, we got a good show for y'all going on tonight. We have a couple segments that's going to be going on the Impact Show. One of those segments happens to be the Heat from the Street segment, which is when we actually go on location here in town, sometimes out of town, but mainly here in town, where we'll be going to different venues like the Blue Fugue, the Blue Note, the Hearn Center. We'll be going to the Mizzou Sports Arena, and wherever else there happens to be a concert going on. We come to you, see how you do it. So anyway, this particular show, we're going to dedicate a little time to heating the streets. Yeah. Where me and my camera dude, John Drizzle, he's over there. We happened to go out on location down to the Blue Note for the Tech 9 concert that was on March the 5th. Yeah, I tried to get in there, holler at Tech, but apparently we missed Tech. We were so close. But we did manage to talk to Stevie Stone, though. Good dude. My personal partner and comrade. You know, we done did, you know, got a few war stories in there and did some stuff. He gave us a quick 5-minute interview, which was cool, about his new CD coming out. We got that for you. We're going to let y'all see that a little later on in the show. Also, we got a chance to get at DJ Picasso down at Club Tonics. He apparently was doing the after set for the concert, and DJ Elk Tree was down there, and we were able to get in there and talk to him about some of the stuff he's got going. I know we have spoken, and possibly he's going to be coming on here onto the Impact Show to help out with some of the stuff we do here on the ones and twos. But we'll see how that goes. We still politicking. We're going to let y'all know, no doubt. So anyway, here in the studio tonight, we have my dude, Young Mac, straight out of Texas, going to be doing his thing. He's going to tell us a little bit about his old CD and his new project that he's working on. And then he's going to come up here and do his thing and just kind of give y'all a little bit of what y'all ain't been able to catch before. I know he hasn't done too many performances, but just in case you ain't seen it, you'll get a chance to see it here first, y'all. So stay tuned. I'm Frank Banks. Check it out. And we back. Sitting up here in the studio today, I got my man, Young Mac. What's happening with you?
What's up, Mr. Frank Banks?
Yeah. Glad you was able to come out, man.
Most definitely. You know I got to put it down for the new Impact Show.
Oh, yeah. And this is the Impact Show.
Sir?
We don't call it a comeback. We call it the Impact.
Yes. We're going to hit them hard with the Impact.
So, anyway, I got you down here, man. I told you I was going to get you on. What's good with you, man?
I mean, we got a lot of little things in the works. I'm working on my new album, Verbal Destruction. You know, I'm looking forward to be coming out soon in about this summertime, about June-ish, May-ish. No real set date for it, but meanwhile, I've been promoting my last album. I just put out, the Untitled Truth. So that's basically been it, working on my sound, working on my image, trying to come up on some different stuff. You know what I'm saying? 210, 0101, however you want to say it, you know what I'm saying? We hitting them with some new stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, you know, I've been knowing you for a while, seeing you come up doing your thing and all that. You got your name, Young Mac. How you get that name, man? Who gave you that name, and what exactly started the whole thing with the Young Mac swag and that sort of thing, man? You know.
Well, it's kind of like, it's a little funny story to it, because a lot of my family members are McFarlanes, you know what I'm saying? So when they came out with the name, I didn't have a name. I really wasn't rapping at the time. We was just coming up with stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just filling me out, seeing what I could do on the track. So my voice was a little more smoother than most of the other, you know, rappers in the group with me. So they was like, oh, well, you know, we'll give you Young Mac, and just croon off of that. So and I just took it from there and just rode off of it the whole 10, 15, 11, 12, however many years you want to put down under my belt.
Right.
That's what I've been riding with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. Who's some of the people that influenced you, you know?
You know what, I did, a lot of my family members did. A lot of the musicians in my family did. My mom, my cousins, my brothers, all of them, you know, was real good into the music time. When I first started, they were both, a lot of people was doing music in my family. So that's who I fucked it up.
No, you cool, man. For sure, for sure.
I don't know where I was
Um,
at.
yeah. Okay. Well, we got your first CD here.
Hmm.
I know I had got a copy of this first CD. I don't know if y'all are able to get a close up, a zoom in of this. If we can get a zoom in on that, John Dre. I just kind of want to let the people see where my man has been. The
Matter of fact,
first CD, Born Ready.
yeah, that was about 15. That was a high 15.
And this is off of Rosewood Records,
Yeah.
which you happen to hook up with a producer down in Texas.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about this first album and the deal you got with Rosewood and where that is today.
Okay, well, with Rosewood, I had just moved to Texas. I was 15 at the time, and I was out there selling my CDs, you know, whatever I had from when I was living here and doing stuff at the house, I just put on a CD. We all went out and sold it, you know, as a team. And the guy was in the barbershop, and he heard the CD, and he wanted to meet me. At the time, I was outside, you know, still singing, selling the CDs or whatever. And I guess what attracted him to me, other than the music, was the drive that I had to sell the music. You know what I'm saying? So he took it from there, and he gave me a 4-year deal, and it was good in the beginning. I say it was good in the beginning. Things got a little shaky around the middle, and then by 17, I was done with whatever he had going on. I just couldn't. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out. It wasn't what I felt. You know what I'm saying? It was basically what they felt. And as an artist, I feel like if you're going to be an artist, you do as you feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to be a real artist if you're doing what everybody else wants you to do.
No doubt, man. You got to have that creative control. You know, I know a lot of artists have had conflicts with their labels just because the label want to come in and make you what they want. They want to change you up, change the sound up, and that sort of thing like that. So that's kind of good, man, that you still, you know, keeping on striving, you know, past these minor setbacks. You know, sometimes they can be learning experiences.
Right.
Anyway, I had wanted to ask you a little something about some of the venues you played, some of the spots. What's some of the spots you played, and what was the favorite spot you've done, and where would you like to play in the future, man?
Well, I got a real fond memory of this one. This is my favorite one. We did at the Big Ballers Weekend. It was with Yin Yang Twins, and I got to meet a lot of artists that weren't on, a lot of actresses and actors who just came to the venue. So I felt like I got to see a lot of different things that I would normally get to see at a venue. Because usually at the venues that I was doing at the time, it was less like a bunch of other artists like myself, you know, just performing. So at this venue, it was like I got to show myself to a whole nother group, a whole nother side of people that I've never got to see or meet before. So yeah, it just sticks out to me. I got to meet the Yin Yang Twins, cool dudes. Got to go, you know, we all had our own little dressing rooms at the time. So I felt like, you know, I was doing some big things at the moment. So it was a good memory. Yeah.
No doubt. So anyway, as far as like the future goes, where you see yourself going with it? You got any collabs hooked up with any people, or you got any things as far as like any current contracts under negotiation, or what you got going on?
Well, at the time I just started up my own little label. It's been running about a year or so. It's fairly new. It's Goals Entertainment. We're thinking about changing the name to You Dig Entertainment, just to give it a different feel, because we also opened a store in Columbia. So it's just like I want to be where, you know, what every other artist see themselves in is 5 and 10 years. You know, this big shot, big name. You know what I'm saying? Music touching a whole bunch of crowds. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just living the life of a celebrity, a nice a good musician, a well-known, well-rounded musician, Lil Wayne or T.I. or anything like that of the sort.
Right,
So.
right, for sure. Yeah, well, anyway, I had kind of want to let the people see, you know, a little poster that you had got here on your second CD, right?
Yeah, that's the second CD.
Okay. Yeah, and it's got some booking info. Is all this current about as far as how to get in contact with you? What's going on here?
That's since it's from an old album, the information is not current. That's actually from the last album I just put out, which is Untitled Truth. I was about 17 at the time of this album, and that's when I, you know, started doing some of my own stuff. I didn't start the label yet, but we had the name in mind, and I just went off with whoever was riding with me, and we hooked up with a lot of good guys from Texas, BFC, HSI, Train Tracks did a lot of my beats. The dude's name